Okay, looks like I can go live. Hell yeah. Alright, looks like we are back. Just gotta double check to make sure. Because... yeah. Please, oh please, love of God. Not. Yeah. Hey, Marco, great to see ya. Great to see you back. Oh. 5. Okay, now we're fully here. Cool. So, yeah, we've got a full yeah, how much time? 30 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, sorry, I just was like adjusting the
No,
volume.
I have the stream turned way up too. So.
So it's just like a...
こちらから相当数の課題を上げさせても
yeah, so yeah, we got 30 minutes till Capcom, and there's a lot they can reveal here. Hopefully, and I'm hoping this stream is working, because let me check my Twitch. Okay, Twitch's mobile dashboard. Thank you. Out. Okay. So, looks like I'm good on Twitch. Hello, Marco, can you hear me? Please say something if you can hear me. I'm making sure that all of this works before we go into the final part of today with Capcom. After that, I'm gonna take a break and play some more Nocturne, because I'm in the mood for some SMT shit. Also, there's the also there's a new Resident Evil series coming out soon. Like, are you still there, Matt?
Wings of ruin.
Still here, at least theoretically. Granted, theoretically, I could be all places at once right now.
That's true. Alright, and they're showing some cool trailers right now, like this new Monster Hunter Stories 2 trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big Monster Hunter fan, but that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, from what I know, it's like basically just Monster Hunter RPG.
We can't let you interfere with our
I might
plans.
be interested. But yeah, Philip, it's Capcom time. Which I know is what a lot of people were waiting for today, and there's been a lot of weird-ass filler.
You suppose he saw this coming?
But yeah. I know Dell is wanting to be back for Capcom, but we're still about 27 minutes away from it, really. It's just, my stream just fucking JFK'd itself. So,
you're going to be born, huh?
Over the last 25 years, Resident Evil has continually changed and evolved as Capcom has tried different mixes of survival horror and action gameplay. With Resident Evil 7, Capcom swung for the fences with a first-person perspective and more classic horror-focused gameplay.
Oh, I'm thirsty.
Its sequel, Resident Evil Village, evolves the idea
that would
to
be
make
perfect
something
if you
that
said
feels
that if
very
Lady
different
D
from its predecessor,
Lady D
but which is
appeared on
just
screen.
as engaging. Though the perspective and the mechanical underpinnings are the same, Village branches off in its
I
own
wish that
direction
there was
from
better
Arm's Head,
timing of you saying I'm
capturing
thirsty,
some
because
of
I
the
thought
things that were great about that game
appear
while
on screen.
resisting the impulse to reach
Oh.
the same ground.
You know, the
While
vampire
also
lady?
frightening at points,
Yeah.
it's a less horror-driven tack on the same formula. Village continues to evolve Resident Evil while maintaining...
No, I was just
some
like
of its
dying of
core tenets,
dehydration in Ark
finding
and just
new
didn't
ways, or
realize.
reviving old ones, of
Yeah.
getting under your skin and
Because I
getting
do
your
that.
attention.
Where
Oh,
the
once.
hell am I?
But yeah, Marco, yeah, Capcom's the main event of today because, like, everything
As
else
has
just seemed to
been
be
pretty
the
clear for a
smaller
while now,
studios.
Resident Evil
Which
Village
smaller
is
studios are
Resident
awesome.
Evil 7
Don't get me
through the
wrong.
lens of
But
Resident
hearing
Evil
from the
4.
bigwigs and
When the
seeing if
latter
they have
was
something
released back in
awesome,
2005,
that gives me some
it
hope.
totally revamped what the franchise had been up to that point.
Or you could be
Swapping the
Square
earlier
Enix.
game's slower survival horror focus for a more fast-paced action approach, trading darkened corridors and jump scares for adrenaline-fueled panic. Village adds to RE7 by taking its cues from the faster,
Sorry about
speedier
that.
RE4.
That's all
It's
good.
again played from a tight, closed-in, first-person
No,
perspective.
they've
and
been
still
releasing,
often focuses on slower
we're not gonna
movement
get
and
Resident
exploration.
Evil, like,
But
9
Village's approach
anytime soon,
is
but
distinctly
they
more
are in the
action-centric.
talks of
And it's
Resident Evil
remarkable how much
4 getting a
Capcom has
remake.
managed to push the underlying
No,
formula
they've been
of its
talks
reboot
of
to
that
the
for a
series
while.
in such a
And
different
remakes, and they have different
Village
teams
picks
working
up
on the regular
Resident
games
Evil
and the
7's
remakes.
story 3 years later, again focusing on
Because,
protagonists
like, this
Ethan
is being
Winters.
worked on while 2
After
and 3
rescuing
were
his
being
wife
worked on.
Mia from the Baker house and subsequently getting saved by Resident Evil franchise mainstay Chris Redfield, Ethan and Mia went into hiding with Chris's help,
Breath of
moving to
Fire.
Europe to restart
See,
their lives.
I go in not
They've since
expecting
had a
Breath of
daughter,
Fire,
but their lives are
but I'm
upended
never
again
disappointed.
when Chris and his team bust into the couple's house and drag Ethan and baby Rose off. Ethan wakes up sometime later after a car crash. The 2 random Special Forces guys who were
But, you know,
transporting him and Rose
Breath
are
of-
dead. Ethan wanders through the snowy woods in search of his missing child until he hits a ramshackle, seemingly empty village. Before long, he discovers it's under siege by what appeared to be werewolves.
I had a thought there for a second, but like
It's all extremely
Breath of Fire,
reminiscent of the beginning
that's
of
gonna.
Resident
I think there's a
Evil 4,
mobile game
which
coming, but
upended
that's
the
about
RE
it.
formula
Which
by
is
dropping you into
kind
a
of
village
sad.
overrun with enemies
When Breath
who
of
acted like
Fire
humans rather
is
than shambling
Wild
mindless
Arms
zombies.
as
The
another
Lycans
dead
you
RPG.
face wield weapons and shoot arrows
It's getting
at you,
revived as
and
a
to
mobile
avoid
game.
getting surrounded,
But
you
a
can
Mega
run into
Man, maybe?
houses and barricade the
Maybe
doors with
Mega Man,
furniture to
you
slow
know?
their advances. Just like its
How long ago
2005
was Mega Man
inspiration,
11
the opening
out?
battle of Village taps into a frightening
Like, that was,
intensity of trying
2019?
to create a
Been a couple of
defensible
years.
position or
Yeah,
take
they can
part
do
in
that.
a running gunfight that you're in serious danger of losing. It's a completely different feeling from the slow burn dread of RE7, but Village's combat can make your heart pound just as hard. The fact that Village feels like such a turn away from RE7 is
like
what
an
works about
FE,
it.
like a
As a
gotcha,
sequel,
from what I
it feels
understand.
like
Breath of
Capcom
Fire
reaching for
gotcha.
a new way to challenge itself.
I remember hearing
Most
about
of the
that
time
like
in
2
Village,
years
at least
ago.
on its standard difficulty,
Then nothing
you'll
came
find
of it.
yourself pretty well outfitted for
But
whatever
when your
you're
only
about to
news
face.
is of a
The challenge is
gotcha,
in using those
that's
resources
sad.
effectively and keeping yourself alive. Village uses the same movement
Because
system
I have
as
nothing
RE7,
against gotchas,
which
but
can feel a little
I'd rather
slow
have
and clunky at times.
legitimate shit.
Eden isn't especially agile.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
to
like,
sprint,
unless you're
it's
something
really
as big as
difficult.
Dragon Ball, you're
Despite
not
the
going to
sense of
be able
trudging
to
in the
have
mud,
gotchas be your
Village is
only
tuned so that
games for
enemies
years at a
also approach
time.
slowly and cautiously,
Yeah.
so dealing with them comes
Not
together
even
like
Fire
a standoff
Emblem can
that
get
has
away
you
with it.
judging their moves
Right, what
or
people
hitting their
think.
weak points before they have a chance to get
Yeah, I
close
mean,
or
like,
move in.
Faye is a
Sometimes
successful
you just have
game,
to run
but
and hope you can find a better place to
it's
make your
not
stand.
able to
While
sustain the
controls
series
add
at all.
tension when you're surrounded,
Yeah.
they can be a bit obtuse,
Oh,
making it
okay,
difficult
that
to
already
avoid
came out and was
attacks.
Japan
You're
only.
often
Okay, the
dodging
Breath of
attacks
Fire
as a
6
monster
game,
charges
yes.
you or swings at you with a huge weapon. You can absorb some damage with the ability to hold
Yeah,
up your
that's
hands in a guard.
that's sadly
another
never coming
RE7
over to
feature
the
that
West.
helps mitigate the limitations
Or Breath of
your
Wild
movement.
fans, or Breath of
But the
Fire.
better strategy is to try to
Breath
run around the
of
battlefield
Zelda,
and get out of the
I can
way.
never see them
That
making a
usually
Zelda
means
Japan
sacrificing
exclusive.
seeing what your opponent is doing.
Yeah,
Since
because
you can't
Zelda's
expect
really
Zelda
big
to
in the
move
West.
forward, you're constantly
Yeah,
just running and hoping
like,
whatever
imagine
is coming at you
if
doesn't
they
hit
were
you.
like,
It
the
doesn't
next
make
Zelda
these
game
battles
is going to be
frustrating
Japan
or add to the
exclusive.
difficulty,
You know how
but it
much
does
of an
add
assassination that would
counterintuitiveness
be?
to combat that can take you out
That
of
would
the
be
moment.
killing the
It's very easy to come by,
franchise.
and for sure,
Yes,
you
it's
can
like,
craft more from
one of the
materials
biggest
you find,
games.
or purchase
Japan
them from
only.
the Duke, a traveling merchant. All that stuff you're carrying around has to go
Like,
somewhere,
goddamn.
so Village brings back the inventory management
Already
system of
discontinued?
RE4. You have a
Okay then,
suitcase
yeah,
full
never
of
mind.
weapons, ammo, and
I feel
health
bad
items,
for
with
Breath of
each
Fire
taking up
fans,
space
'cause
on a grid. You
Breath
can
of
move items
Fire,
around to make sure they all fit
Castlevania,
in your case, Tetris style, and
Wild
purchase bigger
Arms.
cases from the Duke
There's so
you can
many
bring more
series
stuff.
that companies
The
could
system
care
is
for
most
and
interesting
just don't.
when it starts making
But
you
I will
wonder
say
if you should
that
sell off old
Capcom's
guns
been
or toss
on
less useful
a
items
good
in favor
trend
of
because
things
they've
like
released
extra ammo.
good games.
Mercifully,
They've been doing good
crafting items
practices.
don't count against your inventory space, so you're free to make bullets and health items on the fly. On
They've been
standard
pretty
difficulty,
good.
It was never a big concern, but you do have to start thinking
FE12
about keeping
moment.
space open as you
Basically-
explore in case you find something essential. Though
Huh?
Village has far more variety
talking
of
about,
enemies
like,
to fight than RE7,
releasing a
it's
game
not all
only in
shooting,
Japan,
with a
like,
lot of varied
after
pacing
the
and new
series
challenges
was
throughout.
so long.
There are 4 different areas.
Well,
to unlock that
FE12 was
progress
because
levels,
FE11 like
each headed by one
sold
of
like
the 4
dog shit.
lords. The scary
Yeah.
monster people who
Like the
dominate
last
Village
3
and the
games
around
before
it. After the
FE12
opening
sold
village, the first
horribly.
is the castle run by
Is the
Rieck
reason
and
why
Tress,
it
where
was
there's a
like,
lot less shooting
you know,
to be done.
localized.
Yeah, okay,
You'll
I'm glad you
occasionally face
finally
enemies
said
you
it.
have to gun down,
Finally
but
said
much
it,
more
Phil.
time in the castle is
RD
spent
was what started
navigating
killing
its
the
tight
franchise in the
corridors
first place,
as you're
because
hunted
RD
by the
actually sold
vampire
worse
Dimitrescu and her
than
daughter.
Shadow
You
Dragon.
can't kill the vampires with your
Yeah, it
conventional
did.
weapons, so you have
And
to
Shadow
run and
Dragon sold
the
really
entire
well
level is spent
compared to
exploring
what
the
their
castle,
expectations
looking for
were,
the
from what I
Yes,
items you
because
understand.
need to
here's the
advance
thing.
through
But
the
it still
areas,
sold
while
so
listening to
poorly that I don't
Dimitrescu's
think
clumsy
Nintendo was
footsteps
willing
and
to
trying
pay
to
for
get
the
away from it.
like
Even in
translation.
this first new area,
Yeah.
Of
Village is
FE12.
mixing and remixing
Yeah,
its
exactly.
experience
Like,
with different
yeah,
horror
FE11
ideas.
actually sold
You're not just
contrary to,
shotgunning a
well,
ton of enemies.
contrary
You're
to
also
popular belief.
engaging
It's
in
just
stealth,
the
more
critical
akin to what navigating the
reception
Baker House was like in
was not that
RE7,
good.
and later portions of the game throw
Yeah.
Like, his
obstacles
sales
into
were
your
good, but
path.
critical
There are
reception,
areas that
that's
are
a
full of
whole
puzzles
new
that are
level.
reminiscent
Well,
of the
sales were
Resident Evil
comparatively good.
or the police station
Yeah.
in RE2. There are sections where
But
you
just
hear
in
fighting
general,
powerful enemies
Tellius
in the distance
Tellius
you know
is
you
very
can fight.
much the
And
hindsight
there are ones that
2020
show
of Fire
Village
Emblem.
can still hone in
Yeah,
on some of the
I'm
intense
just glad
fights that made
Echoes did
RE7
so well.
so remarkable. Suffice to
Echoes
say,
sold much
Village
worse
is
than
great
Fates,
at
but they went
maintaining
into it
atmosphere of
expecting
unease
that, and
as
it
you
broke
head
all
around
of their
each new
expectations.
corner.
Yes, you see,
Sure, you have plenty of weapons,
there's a
but
sale
can you handle what
expectation,
you're
and
about to face?
like
Will
they
they
were,
even work
they didn't
against the
even
next
plan
creature
to
you
like have it
encounter?
sell it like
There's an
they didn't
excellent
plan for it to
balance
sell
between
as
providing
much
lots of action and maintaining
as
that
it
dread.
did.
Village
And
encourages its
it rode
own
off
kind
of the
fear,
success
and it
of
hits you with a
Fates.
few
It's
great
why if they
RE7
announce an
set pieces
FE4
to
remake,
ratchet up the tension
I
when
think
you
it'll
least
do
expect
really
it.
well.
No two sections of Village
I mean,
are quite the
FE4
same.
also
Each
has
draws
the
on different
boon
aspects
of that
past Resident
Fire
Evil
Emblem was
games
really
and
popular in
combines
the
them
West
with
now.
that underlying
Yeah.
So,
feel.
and it's not
Creating
like
something
Awakening
that's
and
both
Fates,
new
which
and
were sort of the
It's impressive how
okay,
the
now
game
Fire
can
Emblem's
change
popular in the
and be a
West,
little
what the
different
fuck
again and
kind of
again
situation.
throughout its runtime,
Yeah.
mixing in other ideas from the
Also-
Because,
franchise
like,
to make each
people have
section
had a
fun,
lot of time
intense,
now to play
and
the older
naturally
games, to the
frightening
point of
in
where
its own
older
way.
games are very
The exception
popular.
to that is
Yeah,
the
just
last
look
hour
at
of the game,
again
where
the
things take
usual
a
games
weird,
in general, like
over-the-top turn. In the run-up
Yeah,
to the
like
epic final
Udril,
moments, action
Tellius,
gets
both
turned up
super
even higher.
popular here in
It
the
seems like a
West.
needless
and
digression,
you know,
where
if
Village
it does
draws on
get
the worst
localized,
action-heavy
or if it
portions of
does like,
Resident
or if it
Evil
does get a
6,
remake,
losing track
I
of
just
what
know
needs to
Christian
grit your
Lamont
teeth
will never
and
shut
clench
up
your
about it.
fists, and exchanging it for something more
Like, the
efficient
biggest
like
reason
Call of Duty.
fiscally for an
This same
FE4
movement
remake
highlights some
before
of the
Alib or
inconsistency in
Tellius
Village's story.
is because of
Though the
Japan.
game's images
Like,
Yeah.
the West
recall
isn't even a
the
question,
logo
because
from past
you
games,
could remake
Village's
anything and the West
connection
would
to the
buy it
rest of the
now.
Yeah.
franchise
Also,
feels a
reading
bit
my
tacked
comments.
on.
Marco
The
says
same
that
is
FE
true
has
of
never
Chris
been a
Redfield,
massive success,
whose presence
but
in the
Philip
story
brings up a
feels
good
like an
point.
afterthought.
FE3
Ethan's
sold
interactions with the four
700,000
lords, the mystery of the
copies
village is more fun and
Yeah.
interesting.
in
Since the
Japan.
antagonists come off as
Japan
petty,
alone
flawed,
back in the
and
90s,
human. They
before
don't
millions of
particularly
copies
like
was
each other,
ever
but are all
like
eager to
was ever
torture
a
and maim
thing.
you anyway.
No,
And their
In
interactions with
Japan?
with each other add dimension
Yeah,
to
Probably would have never died.
no.
It just would have become one of these obscure low-budget series if Awakening hadn't done really well.
Yes,
Village is a spooky
Like,
romp
the
with
series
fun
has
villains,
always
but
had
it's
its
just a
ups
shame
and
that
downs.
more
Like,
time wasn't
Genealogy has
devoted to
always
hanging
been a
story
fan favorite
threads
in
of
Japan.
RE7 or the franchise
Genealogy
itself.
to this day is the
Thankfully,
most
that
loved game in
digression
Japan.
doesn't last
Yes,
long.
So
exactly.
The elements about combat
The
that
problem
are
is
fun
that,
are
like, when you start
transplanted into
bringing
the
it westward and it
fast-paced
doesn't do
arcade
well
mode,
westward
immersing it.
immediately, combined, the
The
whole
mode takes the
spectrum
combat of
becomes
the
much
village,
bigger.
slaps a timer on it, and
If
focuses
you're
it on
releasing
story points.
outside of,
The
like, one
Mercenaries is a
country,
fun side activity in
the
its own
spectrum
right,
becomes
always
bigger,
daring
and
you
you
to
have
get
to
a higher
account for
score
that.
by balancing taking down as many enemies
Yeah.
as you can.
So
and
it's
trying
like,
to complete
hey,
one of its given levels as
this is-
fast as
and
you
calling
can.
Three
It
Houses
demonstrates how
anything but a
tight the
huge
combat in Village
success
can
is
be.
just
Although at times
dishonest.
It can be held
Yeah,
back
that's
a bit
just
by the slow
underplaying it.
underwater
You can
feeling
dislike
of
Three
moving
Houses
on
all
the
you
battle.
want.
But like, there's a
Resident Evil
reason.
7 was
Like,
an
fucking
excellent return
Effie
to the horror roots of the franchise with some cunning
Three
new
Houses
ideas.
is what brought Effie to
Similarly,
the same
Village
like
is an
level
indulgent
as
reimagination
the other
We're
big.
not
of
trying
the
to
best
compare
action elements
Effie
of
to
Resident
Zelda.
Evil. Though
We know
it
that
captures some
it
of the
won't
same
beat
things
Zelda,
that made
but
RE7
it's
such a
not
breath of fresh air,
it's not
Village
unsuccessful.
uses new takes on the ideas of the past
That's the
to
thing.
evolve into
Yes,
its own unique
Fire Emblem
creature.
Three Houses is the most successful game with 3 million copies sold, and Breath of the Wild has 20 million. But that's because that's Zelda.
Another big note about Breath of the Wild is that it's an unfair comparison because it was a release. It was the big release for the start of the Switch.
Yes.
Comparing anything to Breath of the Wild that's on the Switch is unfair because it's like comparing something on the Game Boy to Tetris.
Yes, exactly. Like,
if you bought a Switch when it first came out, you bought Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, if you bought Switch when it came out, yeah, exactly.
I've seen the franchise take detours into
If the
different genres,
yes, Philip,
pieces and
get it.
concepts.
If the profit outweighs the cost, it's a success.
And everything, the franchise has a
You get it,
And then
Philip.
you look at Three Houses, which is a massive success.
Resident Evil Village.
Yes, it's a massive success compared to the
From
cost. Like,
genre-defining breakthrough to
it
some of the
sold
more
double
debatable
of what
entries,
Fates did.
Resident Evil Village
It
is
broke
the
their
most
expectations.
Resident Evil game of them all. Let me break
Like,
this down.
Like,
The foundation
Fire
of Resident Evil
Emblem
Village
will
lies
just
on,
either keep
well,
getting
the
bigger
actual village.
or
It's
they'll
a
reach that
sprawling
point
maze-like area
where the
with dead
fans
ends,
realize they
locked
don't like it
doors, and
anymore
paths.
if it changes
As the
too
game
much.
progresses, it connects to the other
And
areas
the thing
and
is that I don't think they're going to
unlock
reach that
discovered,
point.
rewarding the player
Because
really
unless
with
they
items
completely
that can help them
change
to
the
get
whole
to the
genre
next
of the
This was a
series,
Like
trick
Final Fantasy
defined by
style.
the franchise's very
yeah,
first entry back in
because, you know, I don't
1996.
think they're going to
It was a
do that
revolution
either
for
because
horror,
of Final
and
Fantasy,
the first to
honestly.
define
Yeah.
Because
genre
Final Fantasy's fan base now is very different from
It
its
took
old fan
elements from
base.
adventure games
Yeah,
with
I mean,
And this
I've
is
always-
coming from someone outside of the fan base.
Yeah, and I've always loved Final Fantasy.
By giving the
Yeah,
player
exactly.
very limited resources and enemies that soaked up that
Like, that's the
precious,
thing,
precious
is that-
ammunition. It was a slow
Yeah,
paced
Fire
slog through a
Emblem
maze-like
is gonna
environment
be a
with
big
narrow
thing.
halls, forcing
And
the
here's the
player
thing,
to make life or death
it's,
choices
like,
around every corner
yes,
of the confusingly
it's-
designed Oswell Spencer
Fire Emblem
mansion.
is
This a
successful
characteristic
in
that
its
would come
own
and
right.
go through the franchise, with
We're never
backtracking
gonna. It's
puzzles
never
being
gonna
last
be
seen most
Zelda
prominently
big
in the
unless,
fourth entry in the
like,
series,
we get to the
Veronica, back in
future.
2000.
Unless somehow in the
It did
future,
make its grand
because I don't have
return
future
in
sight.
Resident Evil 7,
I
but
fucking wish I
even
did.
then, the exploration was pale in
But,
comparison to 1, 2,
like,
and
I don't
beyond.
see
Like-
it.
That
Like,
is,
when
The
it-
only series that can match Zelda and Pokemon is Zelda and Pokemon.
similarly to the
Yes.
original Oswell mansion
That's
for
just
one,
a rule of
Veronica
entertainment.
department from 2,
Mario,
or
like,
even
people
more
act like
accurately,
Mario's
Code
still
Veronica's
Nintendo's
European
big name.
house,
No, it's not. It hasn't been for
especially
2
considering
decades.
its similar
Yeah,
aesthetic
no.
to Lady
The big
Dimitrescu's
names
castle
are
in
Zelda,
Resident Evil Village.
Pokemon, and
Speaking
Smash
of
Bros.
Lady D, let's talk about being chased.
Because
And I don't count Smash Bros. Because it's not its own IP, really.
Yeah, it's really
Like,
not,
it's
yeah.
a big game, but Smash Bros. Is just Nintendo.
pretty much.
This iconic and terrifying
Yeah, Smash Bros is just a celebration of, like, it's just a gaming celebration, but yeah, Mario is the biggest one out of them all.
Like, Mario's Nintendo's mascot, but it's not the biggest franchise anymore.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Pokemon is the biggest multimedia franchise in the world. Nothing competes with it.
Right.
And then Zelda's I think Pokemon is more successful than Zelda outside of Breath of the Wild, but I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me.
Yeah. But speaking of, but yeah, going back to that sales thing, the day that a Fire Emblem game sells 30 million copies, Breath of the Wild will sell 200 million.
Like, I think Breath of the Wild 2 is in a good spot to be the most successful game, potentially of all time, outside of the super old and long-going game.
Well, and GTA 5, because GTA 5 is the best-selling game of all time.
I'm gonna you up real hard energy.
Like, yeah,
I know it's up there, but is it number 1?
I think it is. Yeah, let me look that up. Best-selling game of all time. Next.
And this jolly old fella to find solace in as you sell items, upgrade weapons, and buy new ones that you can organize in your Tetris
Okay, no, it's not.
it
it's
was.
second to Minecraft.
Oh yeah, Minecraft. Well, obviously, okay, Minecraft, yeah. But GTA 5...
Minecraft has sold 200 million, GTA 5 has sold 145 million.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, Grand Theft Auto, but yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5, like, that's the big dog, like...
Yeah, like, because Breath of the Wild is... I just saw it. How did I already lose it?
Breath of the Wild's towards the bottom. Oh, it's at, it's number 39.
It's 39.
Number 39 with 23 million, almost 24 million.
Now, granted, it's funny because Pokemon Red, Green, Blue, and Yellow are in the 7th.
Yeah,
But the funniest thing for me here is you get to Tetris from GTA 5, and there's a 45 million sales difference.
Yeah, really, that's kind of unique. But yeah.
Because, like, from GTA 5 to Minecraft is 55 million.
Yeah, also,
while this didn't end up
Mario, back in its biggest days, each spin-off really could beat the shit out of many franchises. And hell, a fair many of them probably would still do that.
And it gets to be a little nice wink and nod to
Oh yeah, if we got like another Super Mario RPG,
I was just about to bring that up. Super Mario RPG 2. If that ever got announced, that
would dominate the market.
It would match Breath of the Wild instantly.
Because like there are people who have never gotten to own Super Mario RPG, but got to play it at like a friend's house that adore the game.
Yeah, and it's not available on the Wii. It's like you can't even access the Wii shop anymore.
Yeah.
And that was the last place you could fucking buy it. Have it be playable, because good luck setting up your fucking N64.
Mechanically, Village didn't really take that much.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people love to give Nintendo a bunch of shit, but they make really good financial decisions most of the time.
Super Mario RPG became Paper Mario, and then look at what Paper Mario has become. Look at Origami King and fucking Sticker Star.
Hey, Origami King looks like a very different game, but a very cool one.
It's different. Okay, Sticker Star at least. No, I will not allow Sticker Star defending here.
All Call of Duty style, all of which comes to a close with
we do not defend Sticker Star here. That's where I draw the line.
Notoriously divisive among fans for being a full-on Hollywood action game.
Can I wield my
Seems
lance?
that Village couldn't help itself from going
Can I wield it on my
off the
sickle?
rails once again. But hey, at least it didn't
I
have
can.
the zombie T-Rex monster thing, right? Obviously, Resident Evil Village carried a lot over from
Yeah,
its
like,
predecessor, Resident Evil
Fire
7.
Emblem is a very
Soft
big
release
franchise. It's
with
extremely
exploration
successful.
backwards. Its biggest
Yeah.
You just-
contribution to the franchise was its
If you want to compare it to a Zelda game, compare it to a more normal Zelda game, not Breath of the Wild or Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Leaning all in on horror and lightly attempting to revisit the
Because,
franchise's DNA
like,
with
one sec,
emphasis
how
on
many units did
exploration,
Link's
exploration,
Awakening sell
arbitrary luck.
on the Switch?
The Link's Awakening remake was a remake that was meant to be for a very...
Interesting is how the game is structured.
And the original
showcasing
Link's Awakening
Resident
didn't
Evil
even do that well in
antagonists
the
as a
place.
family front and center, with each foe having their own distinct.
I'm just curious, because it's the most contemporary... Okay, so this is a very... I mean, the Switch Link's Awakening is a pretty big game. It sold 5.49 million copies.
Yeah.
Let's look at the best-selling games of the Nintendo Switch. Fire Emblem Three Houses is number 26.
Yeah. I mean, it's not in the top 10, but it's still a good, like, the thing is, it's getting more successful. It's not gonna be like, it's one of the Nintendo major IP, but it's...
Actually, no, this is an old list. This is an old sales number for Three Houses. It's as of March 31st, 2020. What the hell?
Lastly, we need to talk about
Okay,
Resident
Switch,
Evil Lore, because Village is just
So, worldwide...
That was just the list.
in the final hours
Okay,
of the
this
game,
is the
the
most
video
recent list from
the
March of
main villain
2021 right
Miranda's
here.
Existence recontextualizes the backstory of the entire franchise.
What number is it?
We know there
I'm
can
just
be
curious at
similar
this point.
contribution other
Okay,
than Code
oh, it's only
Veronica,
showing the top 10
one
for
that
this
I
list.
believe helped define Resident Evil's
But the top
absurd and
10
complicated
are
lore
Mario
that
Kart
we
8
know
Deluxe.
oh so well today. Resident Evil has grown
Animal
to have
Cross
a
at
soap opera-like
35.39
backstory that spans
million.
hundreds of years,
Animal
involving
Crossing
Nazi-like
New Horizons
virologists,
at
cloning, estranged families, and
32.63 million.
bioorganic terrorism. In Veronica, was the
Super
first
Smash
to take
Bros. Ultimate
lore
at
and put it front
23.84
and
million.
center, introducing rather
Breath of the Wild at
theatrical and eccentric villains,
22.28
opening the gates
million.
beyond just Oswald
Yep.
Spencer's madness and introducing
Sword and Shield's so
Edward Ashford,
weird.
a character like Spencer
What?
fixated on cloning and
Like, I always count
biochemical
Pokemon...
shenanigans.
Like,
Basically,
I never know to trust Pokemon sales, because the total combined is 21.1 million.
You can't separate Pokemon games. That's just being unfair.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's the same thing
Because
with... It's a,
Mo-
so, question
90%, like 95% of people only buy one copy.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the end
That's
of Village,
fair.
when we learn Mother Miranda's
Anyway, you were saying? You had a
entire
question?
lore.
But like,
which is a lot to
so
impact.
would you count
This
like
is
if
similar
say
to the
splitting the
impact the
like
Ashford
splitting
family had on
like the
Resident Evil's
sales
lore that
of
interlaced alongside
free house of
Oswald Spencer.
Fates?
Veronica
Would you
had
count
the
that
most
fair or
dignified
unfair?
No, I don't think you should split the
war at
sales of
that
fates.
time.
I would
Okay.
call that
Village
unfair.
That's
has
fair.
now,
Okay, I
causing a
get
ripple
that too,
effect
but yeah.
for what's to come the future of the
Because
franchise.
for fates, at
Up to this
least,
point in
most
each new
people
installment,
won't
Resident
buy
Evil has
only one
introduced a
game.
new idea, some of which were
No, that
iterated
most
on
people
for
only buy
sequels
one
to
route.
come,
That's
while
usually
others
Rev.
were left behind as the genre shaped and molded. Resident Evil
Well,
Village,
even
on the other hand,
and then,
has left none
that's
of those
still,
ideas
like, a lot of
behind.
Fire Emblem
More than
players will
any Resident
usually
Evil
buy
before,
one or two routes.
Village does the most to embody
And
everything the
that,
franchise has been
I think
up to
separating
this
the
point.
three is
Village
trying to
a
lower
culmination
the
of
number,
every
if that
single
makes
element
sense.
wrapped
Yeah.
up and stapled together. Whether
But
it works,
still.
well, that's
Also, we
up
have
to
5
you
minutes till the
to decide.
Capcom presentation
But
starts.
unabashedly, and of course, as a Resident Evil
You-
apologist at times, I love it. And while it
Yeah,
does feel
basically,
like
I just think that
Capcom's
separating
mindset,
Pokemon
it
games for
is
sales
an
is
encapsulation of the
trying to
franchise.
lower the number.
Oh,
Because
no,
for
I know.
Pokemon, most people will only buy one game.
Oh, I know, but still. That's a question that I always have with friends, so I just thought to ask that with you.
Yeah, I think that with Fates, it's like if you want to talk about Fire Emblem exclusively, then you should have the total and then the separate one.
Yeah,
Like, you should list all four.
yeah, but, I'm honestly...
And sadly, it's really difficult to find any numbers on, like, how many people own all three rounds.
That's true. I'm like one of those people, but still. On the eShop, can't you just like buy Rev itself? Or do you have to buy? I thought you could buy Rev itself, but like, actually no. Technically, you do have to buy.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you can just buy Rev itself.
I'm pretty sure you can, because I bought it alone for a friend.
Okay, did they already have Fates though?
My queen,
I don't remember.
That's
I
the
think
question.
I think not.
divine peace.
Like, because
Maybe. It's been a while. They might.
Because here's the thing, then it might.
Because
be
Rev
straight up-
might only be DLC.
Okay, yeah, if Rev's only DLC, then yeah, people will buy 2 routes of Fate, so yeah, it'd be unfair to split them.
Oh no, Dell's here.
Hey,
We can't
Del.
have good conversations anymore.
I came because I was promised Capcom.
Haha, fat titty vampire lady.
Also, is it streaming for you guys?
Yes.
Good.
Yep.
コロナでやっぱり会社としては今自
Because
粛期間
we've
っていう
got
の
3
が
minutes.
あって
Are you
まあそこで
excited for
開発
anything,
もね
Del?
一旦ストップ
Um,
しちゃったんですよね。
I'm
家で
part of me is hoping for more Great Ace Attorney news, but I doubt anything's really gonna come because like
I think
what
they
else could I?
should.
Because what else could they tell really?
Just watch the announcing new Ace Attorney at all.
Oh, that would be sick.
That's like the first Ace Attorney game for the Switch.
どうすべきかっていうのをみんな家で考えたこと
Actually, no,
first
they'd
brand-
save that for the direct.
For first brand new Ace Attorney Switch
The first
for Switch
brand new Ace Attorney for the Switch because this is
because
the
like
first time
they re-released because they re-released the original trilogy for the Switch.
Yeah, but question.
するために
This will be the first time that an Ace Attorney game will not be on a dual screen console. Like,
恐怖を与
for
え
a
られ
new
るか
game,
と
I
いう
mean.
ところで
New game
まあ敵を
specifically.
どれだけ
Right?
襲いかからせるか
Depend
みたいなところに一番
depends because the original trilogy was originally for the Game Boy Advance, but that was only in
制
Japan.
作過程で一回
Oh,
フォ
okay.
ーカステストという
Yeah.
形で、まあ、一部のプレイヤー
So
の
yeah.
皆さんに遊んでもらったことがあるんですけど、まあそこで得た反応としては確かに敵はものすごい勢いで襲ってくるんですけども、
In the U.S.
That's what I
So
thought.
basically,
yeah.
yeah.
直そうとして
That'll be the first time in a long time. It's like how I want Etrian Odyssey to come back.
でその時に
Because,
あ
like,
これはまずい
imagine
なと
Etrian Odyssey
いうの
for,
を強く感じました。開発から聞いてた事前の
like
自信
Etrian Odyssey for the
と
Switch.
その内容っていうのは
Because
やっぱあまり
Etrian
にも乖離
Odyssey
している
is a series
初
that
めてビレ
required
ッジ
two
の戦
screens
闘
for the
を
longest time.
触った時の印象は
Did it?
まあとにかく敵が多
Yes,
い
because it came out on the
で
DS
敵がすご
originally
く攻撃的
and
に
was
攻めて
on
くる
DS.
Well, right, but
for
like-
こっち
DS.
の弾は少ない
Well, right, but
しか
like
もその戦闘が面
they
白くない
they could like rejigger it
の
surely.
で本当に
They
面倒くさ
can,
くて
and
つまら
that's
な
what
い
I'm curious to see.
相当しんどい内容になってました
That's what I'm saying. I'm curious to see it.
So apparently describing the struggles of making Resident Evil Village.
Yes.
当然プロジェクトマネージャーとしては警戒するところなんですけど、やっぱりその問題点が明確に見えている以上は、それを放置したまま最終的にゴールさせるっていうのは、やっぱり選択しづらいので、挑戦すべきだろうなという結論にはなります。
Less than a minute.
Yep.
Until looming disappointment.
I'm curious. I'm not gonna be pessimist about this.
やりきれてなかった。
I mean, I'm saying that as a joke mostly.
Oh, I know, but there are some people. My friend that spent my IRL friend Pringer. He is legitimately like expecting this to be horrible.
I'm just imagine for you after Square's apparently going show. I'm imagining like you're thinking that nothing could possibly be worse.
Nope. Nope. Not unless. Yeah, hey Ozzy Roth, we're doing Capcom and last show of the day.
Oh boy.
But yeah, nothing could ever be fucking worse. That Square Enix presentation burns in my fucking mind.
What the fuck?
I'm just waiting for the day that Final Fantasy Origins comes out and it actually is like one of the best Final Fantasy games in the modern day.
Oh yeah. I don't think it needs a remake, but I think it's gonna get one. Marco. RE4 is gonna get a remake. They've already had talks about it. That's the big thing.
They re-released on every single freaking console known to man, but that apparently isn't good enough.
Yeah. Alright, Capcom time.
Oh boy. So what are your expectations here, Rieck?
I think we're gonna get like some new Street Fighter, maybe, because I think it's time for Street Fighter 6 on the PS5.
Welcome to the
Resident
Capcom
Evil 4
E3
remake.
Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Clerico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide as we walk through the latest releases, news,
Probably
and updates
an announcement
from
of
Capcom.
Resident Evil.
I see that Great Age is Attorney Chronicles right there.
Share some news from the world of Monster Hunter, and get the latest on Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters.
I noticed that like a lot of my favorite
So what
games of
are we
all time are
waiting for?
duologies.
Let's get started. Our first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the
DLC like I
latest and
predicted.
greatest in survival horror. The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story as the franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year.
Actually.
I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi
Resident
Kanda,
Evil Village.
producer on Resident Evil Village.
I've heard that it's a good game, but a very weird one for Resident Evil.
It was an action game. Like it was an action horror.
So basically just like first person RE4 basically.
Yes.
There's nothing to fear.
Okay, DLC like I said.
Rose! She's everything to me.
Yeah.
I think it's time you left.
Well, what little I have seen in the game, it actually does look pretty good.
Yeah, but I feel like they really wasted one character based on all the advertisements of her.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I'm gonna spoil this. Lady Dimitrescu, the vampire lady, she's the first boss of the game.
My name is Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to
I mean, good job hyping people up with just the first boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of like...
Then you're like, guess what, horny bitches?
As a reminder,
yeah, but it's kind of like Kamashido in Persona 5.
Yeah.
Where you have like this big douchebag you want to take down, but...
where players go head to head with
after
their
that,
favorite
they kind of
Resident
just
Evil
meander a
heroes
little
and
bit.
bioweapons.
Oh, great.
I'm now happy to announce that
RE
Resident
multiplayer,
Evil
shit.
Reverse will go live next month.
Oh, it's like it's sort of like the mercenaries thingamajig from 4, 5, and 6. Okay.
Yeah, it's team battle where you like just kill each other as RE characters.
I remember playing a little bit of the mercenaries mode from Resident Evil 4. That was actually pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
It was better than I thought it would be.
An additional. Okay, yep, as I predicted. Resident
Oh boy.
Evil DLC.
Thank you, Kanda-san, for that wonderful update. Next up, some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring alongside monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series, Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Which I believe is in the
Wings of
same
Ruin.
world as Rieck, but I'm not sure.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure myself. I don't keep up with Monster Hunter.
I'm very new to the series. I'm just going off of what the vague shit I remember from like way back when.
I've always wanted to try getting into Monster Hunter, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like my kind of game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my kind of game, so it's very much so not your kind of game.
Did you,
Yeah,
did you
pretty
like,
much.
Did you like Final Fantasy 15 Comrades?
I still have not tried that yet.
Okay,
I need to, though.
if you try it and you like it, you'll like
survived
Monster Hunter.
and returned to Hekola Island.
That means I probably won't.
I went there to see
Yeah.
Red's old monster again.
I mean, it's an if, no?
It's an if.
Then, of course, that's when I met you.
I must say I do like the start style, though.
Given
Oh,
Red's
same here.
kinship stone and now a Rathalos egg. This is destiny.
But yeah, this is basically Monster Hunter, but like more of a story-based RPG than anything.
This is the legendary.
Okay, so I might like this then.
Yeah.
The monster with the wings of ruin. It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a connection between the strange happenings and the wings of ruin.
They probably have,
The pits
because
are appearing
trailer shit
everywhere.
gives too much nowadays,
And they're
Marco,
emitting a
but
strange light.
who knows? Oh, it looks like a turn-based RPG in a way.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's
That's a
what.
turn-based RPG, okay.
Okay, cool.
If there's a demo for this, I'd
What's
try
this
it.
whole idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control.
That sounds like that
Monsters
sounds like
help
something.
riders of their own will.
That voice sounds familiar.
And
Yeah.
the bonds between monsters and riders are just like your bond with Tsukino.
Yeah, the theme is great. I'll agree with you there, Marco.
What kind of power does Ratha really have? Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take
Almost looks
Ratha
like Philip
for
Rage.
themselves?
I think it is.
All I have are questions.
If there's worry or doubt in your voice, Ratha will become anxious too. He needs to know that you will protect him no matter what.
So this is basically just
I can
How to
sense
Train
the
Your Dragon,
flames
it
of
looks
his
like.
life force weakening.
Sort of.
How to Train Your Dragon, the
Such great
RPG.
power.
Yes.
Not wholly incorrect.
I would actually love that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I would actually love that low key.
same.
A voice.
How to Train Your Dragon was an amazing movie.
Can you hear it?
Riders can bond with monsters.
It's already starting out strong.
Surely you
This
can
looks
groove
actually
with
pretty
fellow
good.
humans.
Yeah.
And not
They have
something
the power of
memey
kinship.
that we're just liking from
They're
meme
friends.
shit.
They're monsties.
Yeah, like being serious, this actually does look pretty cool.
Everyone they meet.
Yeah.
That makes them strong.
Automatically looks better than frickin'
Taught me that.
Ruby.
Yep.
I believe
Like
in the strength of
RWBY, I
humanity.
mean.
I know what you meant. When you say Ruby, my brain goes that nowadays.
Okay.
How to
I
Train
mean,
Your
what-
I
Dragon.
don't know why.
What happened with Ruby and Capcom?
We were just saying that the game looks already better stylistic wise than Ruby.
Yeah, because it's a similar, like, kind of like cel-shaded,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
anime style.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know what it is about Ruby's art style. It just does not look good to me.
Like, the first 3 seasons had the excuse of, okay, this was a self-taught animator
Yeah.
trying to do anime style.
And there
Yeah.
was a Monty Home, which is okay.
Because you
Hot take.
watched Ruby for the fucking choreography.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Ozzy calls this How to Train Your Dragon with a Waifu.
Yes. Oh, trial version available June 25th, the day
Fuck
after my
yeah.
birthday. Interesting.
Anyway, what were you saying, Rieck?
Ruby has felt soulless ever since we had Monty Home.
That's not a hot take at all.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people
Because it's
feel that.
correct. It's fucking correct. I said hot take and then I took it
Looks
back.
pretty epic, right?
I said hot
Like,
take.
the only season that I've legitimately enjoyed since season 3 was season 5. I liked some parts of season 5 enough to watch it and not just be bored the whole time.
Wings of Ruin trial version. starting on June
Season
25th,
6,
which
though?
also carries
Season
your
6
progress
was
over to
dog
the
shit.
full game release
It was
just a few
actually the
weeks
worst
later on
season so
July
far.
9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt.
4,
Millions of you made
I can
Monster Hunter
excuse
Rise a
4's
huge
problems
success
as growing
earlier this year,
pains.
and we
The
have
issue is
even
that
more
then
content
6
coming,
showed that they
including a
weren't
new
growing
collaboration on
pains.
the rise.
They were
Let's
set in
find
their
out
ways.
more.
Yeah. Because Season 4 had some really weird choreography, but they lost Montium and they changed animation programs. Which I can very easily say would excuse it for me.
Yeah. The Monster Hunter Rise, more coming in July. DLC.
I need to get back to playing.
We're already doing a recap. This isn't a good sign.
No, it's not recap. This is talking about DLCs coming to Monster Hunter Rise of Monster Hunter Stories.
Good feeling.
So these are
Okay.
These are just DLCs connected.
Man, I love the Palicos. They're adorable and I hate them.
Yeah.
Fucking cat slaves.
Cat slaves. Oh.
That's what they are. Seriously, no shit. They are cats that you make do physical labor for you.
Okay. That's the most unrealistic portrayal of a cat I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Imagine getting your cats to do anything for you.
Sentient.
Yeah.
They are fully sentient. They're probably much dumber than humans, but they are fully sentient creatures. They have just been enslaved.
I just every single RPG series that like revolves around just like killing these really like huge and like really scary monsters always has like that like a really cute little mascot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Oh, those look good. I don't care.
Oh, the frickin' the owl with the sailor hat. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just Marco's just showing all the downloadable content that they've already announced.
Yeah, do you guys like shitty puns?
I do.
Then you'll
Depends.
love Monster Hunter's sense of humor.
There
Oh,
has
God.
never been
That's
a better
Dragon
time
Quest
to be
in
a
a
Monster
nutshell.
Hunter fan.
Your
Ugh.
cat
Thanks to
companions,
Monster Hunter
your cat
Rise
slaves
and
are
the
called
launch of Monster Hunter
palicos.
Stories 2 this
Yes.
summer. We can't wait to
And
hear
your
about
dog
own
is a
stories of adventure.
palamute.
Well, that's
I
not
love
the
it.
only thing
And your
Capcom has in
owl,
store for us
a
this July.
cohoot.
Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new chapters to explore with
Oh,
the release
oh.
of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Oh,
North
yeah.
American and
You know.
European future attorneys will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were previously
Sweetheart,
only
you
available
are
in Japan.
not doing yourself any
We'll travel
favors.
back in time
You're
to the late
staring
19th
straight at the
century Japan and
teleprompter.
London.
To play
Yeah.
as Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Phoenix Wright's
You didn't
ancestors
rehearse this
in
at all,
action
did you?
packed
I am okay with this.
Now let's hear more
Yeah.
about the story.
Okay, they're just gonna talk more about
Yes,
it.
please, let's do.
Because a lot of Americans have never played this game.
Yes.
So actually going into it's okay.
I will say it's going to be very, very strange to transitioning over to the actual official names, not the fan translated names.
This country is incredible.
Yeah.
I will become a lawyer. I have to.
I wonder, yeah, because it takes place prominently in Japan, there's no way they can like do the
No,
censorship
no,
shit.
that takes place predominantly in London, actually.
Or in London.
Who are you?
Okay.
Herlock shows.
Sherlock Holmes.
Solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction. Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, what happened here?
This game has such a good soundtrack.
Seem the
The Ace Attorney stuff always does. I watched the Ace Attorney anime.
The
I've never
defense
played the games.
demands its right to
You should play the games.
examination.
They are really, really good.
I don't know why, but every time I look at the main character's outfit, it just reminds me of
Your
Rhino.
testimony completely
Yeah.
contradicts the facts.
But then again, that's the 1920. This takes place in the 1920s, doesn't it?
My lord.
The early 19th century, I believe. Early 20th century? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
early 20th century, yeah. Which is where Rhino, the SMG Rhino games take place, so that's kind of
Yeah.
the same aesthetic.
Yeah. If you like Rhino's sort of world, you will love this game. Although I would suggest playing the other games first. You don't get to experience the best game until you played all the others.
Take on the role of a defense attorney. Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right?
And that,
Let's
everybody,
take a closer
if you're
first
curious,
look
is the
at
definition
two
of
gameplay
gatekeeping.
features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance
I
of
mean, hot
Deduction
take,
and
sometimes
Summation
gatekeeping is good.
Examination.
Yeah.
Not when it's just
Hello,
exclusive, though.
I was kidding. I was also kidding.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I can't defend it in any case because, like, some people just don't have the option of starting where other people started.
Oh no, but
and all that shit.
I bring up gatekeeping, I mean, like with Marvel Comics and them changing the comics to kill the people that don't read the comics in the first place and won't be reading.
Yeah, don't sacrifice your artistic integrity. Don't sacrifice the artistic integrity for the sake of like figuring out more people. What?
That was a misspeak.
Whatever the fuck. Whatever. Look, I'm autistic myself, so I have an excuse. All right.
But like, that's a completely different thing because that's just pandering. That's not gatekeeping. That's just pandering.
Yeah.
Herlock will proceed to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Yet flawed.
I will call him that to the end of time.
Actual name?
That's the actual name of this character.
Obviously, what catches the eye in the first place?
Okay, because I was about to be
There's
very
an enormous pair of
disappointed.
shears in your hand.
Actual name.
You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Regard, if you will, the morning's newspaper, in particular, the fascinating front-page article. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary Vila Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard.
Oh.
Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, Vila Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand.
Oh, that's good humor, actually.
Yeah. A revolutionary on the run.
And Susato will then discuss
It really is a
the
full beard,
correct
isn't it?
flaws in Herlock's deduction.
Yes, although according to Mr. Soames, oh my god, Mr. Riley was about to cut it off. I still think he looks nothing like the man pictured in the newspaper article,
At this
though.
point, players will be prompted to search
So if he
for
wasn't
clues
going to
that
cut
can
off his
help
beard,
identify the errors in the
presumably
detective's
he was going to
logic and reveal
cut something
the
else.
truth to the mystery.
Yes, we need to look at this from a fresh perspective and try to work out what.
You can use the tip of your cock gun to cut off the tip of your cock.
As players present new evidence and observations,
What's this?
Herlock will amend
It looks like a cascade of stunning golden locks. Yeah, they are.
Upon uncovering the truth,
You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport.
metaphorical,
Indeed.
semi-literal dance that
You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose.
Oh. Damn.
Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. You're not a man at all. You're a woman. And judging from the length and sheen of your hair, one still very much in her youth. Oh no. If only I'd managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina.
You're having a lot of fun with this, aren't you, Dal?
Of course, Miss Nigomina Pavlova. Expect a lot of this. Expect
What are
a
your
lot of this.
statistics?
Nikolina
I pray to
Pavlova.
God no one in the chat gets that.
I didn't hear what you said, okay.
I didn't hear what you said.
Nothing. Ignore
Deduction
me.
complete. When this comes out, I probably will,
courtroom
like...
battles, players will attempt
Like-
to convince 6 jurors of
Oh,
the innocence
yeah.
of their client. Their progress will be
Every single one of you in the group chat is contractually obligated to play this.
one black, representing a guilty verdict,
I will when I have
and
money.
one white, representing a not.
I will buy it for you myself if I have to.
I'll accept that
Summation
offer.
examination.
Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
All
Oh,
of
that's
whom
it, okay.
provide explanations as to why they've reached their guilty verdict.
So yeah, this is the trial segment of the gameplay. You have 6 jurors. They're all dumbasses.
Identify conflicting
I mean,
statements and
that's
sway the
fair.
jury in your favor. Examine
So
each
there's
then
statement
you have
to an
carefully
actual
and
jury.
select 2 contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their
You know,
logic.
if someone was holding a knife like that and like stabbed it like that next to me while on a jury, I'd be like, fuck you. Keep away from me.
Objection.
Oh my god, his objection sounds so girly, what the fuck?
You ready to
God,
provide
is
evidence
this
from
gonna
the
be a
court record
like
to help
I
prove the
know that
contradiction in
Phoenix
their
Wright
claim?
is usually a parody of the Japanese like court system.
When you successfully point out one of these contradictions
But-
among the jurors, You
Like,
might
will
just
this
change
be a
their mind.
good
There's a lot of stuff that is in this game that would not fly in a real life court, but like it's excuses for it because like it makes things interesting.
Tip the scales of justice
Well, I'm
in your
talking,
favor.
like, fun fact, real life
Bring
Japanese
each
court is not that
contradiction to
far
light
off from
and
Ace
persuade the
Attorney's
jury
court.
to help create
It's not, yeah. I remember someone sort of like rating like how like Ace Attorney's courts work in like an actual like would work in an actual Japanese court, and they got in like it was like a 40% like comparison.
Gameplay features in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are very excited to get this game in the hands of both new fans and diehard fans alike. Thanks for watching.
Oh, and it's coming to Steam too. Yes.
It already seems like I have a bunch of games to catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures.
So far,
which I
this is
look
already good for
forward
me.
to.
Yeah.
Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from two of the stars of Capcom Fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell
this
us
is like
what's
the
been going on with Capcom
Smash Bros.
esports,
ripoff.
including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour,
I think so.
Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom Fighters. Over to you guys.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom esports presentation for E3 2021. My name is Vicious, commentator for the Capcom Pro Tour as well as Street Fighter League, here with competitive Street Fighter V player.
Yeah, well, these two idiots are interested in Capcom. I'm going on a journey to become the truest American and hunt for oil and kill shit for it.
And I think that's the perfect word to describe what we have for everyone today. Street Fighter V, Capcom E3, it just feels right, and you feel the electricity in the
I
air.
really do think we're gonna get a new Street Fighter.
What? That was nasty.
They're gonna release one for the PS5.
Don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter V is. The longer the short
It would be a lot weirder if they didn't release one for the PS5.
Yeah.
Because they can. Because like we've had a Street Fighter 5 for a long while now.
Yeah, we have.
That's why, Rob,
it's gonna be about time to move on.
Region. Sign up for Capcom Pro Tour to prove it and become possibly a world champion at Street Fighter.
July 27th is what that thing's over Greatest Journey, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
So in this year's CPT overall, it's a series of tournaments that have.
So assuming it's going to be like the standard like $50 to $60 on launch, that's
not the big. That's not what's really at stake here.
let's see, that's
It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all.
okay. So 40. So
40 or 50.
120, 160, 200,
Normally
240.
re-releases like that don't release at like that high a price.
So that's $320 I need to save up, give or take.
Why?
Because I'm gonna buy this for all of you.
Oh dear God.
Probably not. But I can try.
We take all of our events and broadcast it live.
Actually, no, 300.
Right now.
I actually know 360 because I need to buy a copy for myself. What am I thinking?
Okay, Great Ace Attorney.
2021, we have 32 events.
It's $40
going on in the Capcom Pro
Okay.
Tour, spanning across 19 different territories. So there's so many opportunities for players from around the world to get that ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because, again, that is a big change from what 2020 was into what we could expect for 2021.
And Capcom, is your first qualifier for tournament.
Japan for the Capcom Pro Tour. Not only can you catch the Capcom Pro Tour live on the Capcom Fighters channel, you can do so on a plethora of platforms. We have it on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, if you don't catch it live, you can also check out the VODs for all the competitive studying you would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player, as well as catching some of the community-focused content that we have on Capcom Fighters. We have No Neutral, the official pre-show of the Capcom Pro Tour. We have
People in chat are not down there and not happy.
and playoff in an
I forgot to close the chat.
We have Street Fighter League that's happened season.
I mean, like the only we can see it, right? Only Matt and I.
Yeah, because I've got the chat, my face covering the chat there.
See who will walk away with the championship.
So I mean, like, why does it matter, man? Really?
True, but sometimes
Street Fighter League
the
is
thing
something
with
that you
chats
don't
is
wanna
when
miss,
they're
because
loading is that when
we
they are
only
there, they
have
can fuck with your
1v1 content. But now,
Okay.
at your back,
So
every
yeah,
decision you make is not just
go
about
and
right now it's
go on.
doing
Look for
good.
more news on Street
Okay.
Fighter League later this year.
And besides, this is the last show of the day.
Yeah.
No, I need to go hunt down some fucking trilobites.
It's so good.
So what now?
Forget The
Trilobites.
Intel World Opening is happening
What is that?
right now.
They're
Top
fucking
players
shell
representing
bullshits.
11 regions around the world are competing
They give
for
me their
their
shells
place
so I can
in
make
the World Finals
things to
happening
kill
next
shit
month.
better.
Be sure to check out the official website for more
Actually, no.
information, including current standings and broadcast.
I'm making a GPS so I don't keep
Remember,
getting
this
fucking
event,
lost.
everyone who logged in during this period will receive an exclusive competitor title and dojo object. You do not want to miss this.
I highly recommend everyone to stay tuned for future Capcom Pro Tour updates on the Capcom Fighters channel.
It's
And
not
again, we've
fighting
had
games,
so many
but
events so far.
for the
We
people
started
that
off
like
with the
Street
Japan
Fighter, you know?
region. We've had a couple of more
Yeah.
events going on afterwards, but the action does not stop. In fact, we're going to be continuing off with the Midwest region for the Capcom Pro Tour. I know you're definitely excited about that.
100%. I mean, of course, your boy is from Ohio. Make sure you guys tune in to see the tournament.
You do not want to miss some of the best Street Fighter 5
Oh god,
players in the
Limited
world
Run Games just
compete
announced
head-to-head.
a port of a mini game for the PS4, PS5, and Switch.
Oh, well, what is the meme game?
Plumbers don't wear ties.
Oh, god damn it.
Yes, Limited Run Games is announced that that's being released thanks to them.
Good lord. Why?
Because why not me?
Like, at the same time, you gotta keep in mind that like games are things that are like made at the end of the day to make money, and like if you do this and like no one's going to buy it because that's one of those infamously bad games.
Season so far,
No,
and
people
I
will
can't
buy
wait
it
to see
because
how this
it's
plays out on the road to
bad.
Capcom Cup.
Yeah,
Remember
but like,
to check out Capcom Fighters
remember,
Twitch and YouTube
there's
channels
no
for more
bad
information
press.
and to watch the latest matches.
Yes.
right, but like,
So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year. Let's recap what we all saw.
That was
Resident
it?
Evil Village is back.
Oh, that
It's
was
the
it?
latest installment of the survival
What?
horror experience and
Okay,
RE-verse as
that
part of the
wasn't
franchise's
terrible.
25th
That was just
anniversary.
eh.
We have new adventures.
I mean,
Even
yeah,
not
I-
knowing what to
Monster
expect, and
Hunter
this is still
with
surprising.
Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wings of Ruin,
I'm for one. I'm
and
perfectly
Monster
okay with
Hunter
this.
Rise.
I mean,
And
yeah, it
don't
was
forget to
okay.
go back in time
They
with the
focused
Great
a lot.
Ace Attorney
This
Chronicles
was really a
to
big
tap
focus
into
on
the
Great
family
Ace
history
Attorney,
of
which is
Phoenix
not bad
Wright
at
and
all.
solve new cases.
This felt like a focus on
Don't
this
miss
felt like
out
a
on
like a
esports fun.
quality over
Make sure
quantity
you
kind of
catch
thing.
the latest
This felt
matches
like
with
a more
Capcom
focus on.
fighters. There really
You know, when
is
you
something
focus
for
better on your
everyone here today.
Japanese, like
But don't go anywhere
focused,
yet.
like,
Join the conversation
you
on
focus
Twitter
more on the
and make sure you
Japanese,
check
like,
out the
side of
Capcom
games
virtual booth on the
than
E3
fucking,
portal
Square
to watch
Enix
all
does.
these videos again
You know, Square
and
Enix
more.
fucked up.
I'm Rachel Querico,
Yeah.
aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part
Yeah,
of
At
the
least they
because
didn't
Capcom
spend
experience
20
at
minutes
E3
on
this year.
a game that like nobody cared about.
Hey Rieck, if you ever decide to like stream or do an LP of like Greatest Attorney or whatever, then definitely invite me on.
I probably might. I don't know if I'll ever do that
Because I will happily like do like a read text and whatnot with you.
Yeah. Although it's supposed to be like semi-voice acted too.
Well, yeah, but like, well, I mean, like the entire game's not going to be voice acted.
True.
The most so far the most voice acted game is Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney, and even then that's not like that's like 30% voice acting.
Yeah. But you know what? That was an okay conference to end on. Overall, today's been meh. Like I'm just clicking out of this. Overall, E3 today's been fucking meh. So, which I'll say this.
Is
I'll
Patrick is Patrick even funny anymore? I'm pretty sure SpongeBob's not been funny for a long time.
Yeah. But like yeah.
Oh, you watch Alpha J too?
Yes, I do. I watch Alpha J, Mr. Enter, Pie Guy Rules, Rebel Taxi.
Mm-hmm.
Watch all
I've
those
watched
guys.
at least a couple vids by the other guys there, but I haven't like sat down and really watched them at all.
Yeah. But yeah, E3 today has been very, okay. We haven't gotten anything that pissed me off like yesterday.
I wish I was there to see your reaction to the Square stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. It was very funny.
If you ever want to hear me actually legitimately scream, then yeah. Like, it's still up. Let me check my fucking channel real quick.
Oh boy. Yeah, it should still be up.
Yeah, so 1 second. Day 2.
Yeah, it's there. I mean, I can just look it up myself later.
Oh, I'm just gonna share it real quick.
Oh God, okay. the dual mouse cursors, good lord.
Okay, Xbox shit.
God.
Oh.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh.
Universe State.
There are a lot of very interesting villains in the Marvel franchise, and when you're starting to work on a story like this,
I don't know
you
the
get
exact
to get your
point, but I
pick
just start
of
screaming.
which ones will make the best for this story. That gives us the opportunity to bring in
But, like,
some
yeah,
that
we're
are
watching
well
me-
known, but
we're-
some
we're
that
reacting
are
to
also
me
not
reacting
all
to
that
them.
well known.
Hilarious.
Boy.
Me reacting to my friend reacting to me reacting to X.
Capturing what it's like to be a misfit family. You're also bringing an amazing imagination. You're going to see planets and characters that are going to blow your mind.
Interpreting it in its own way, I think, makes it feel incredibly fresh and exciting. It's not a matter of trying to replicate the comic or trying to replicate the film. It's trying to take the medium you're working in and make the best version of Guardians out of that.
I get being cautious
They made it
after
fun. They made it rock
fucking
and roll.
Avengers.
They delivered everything you would want in a
I don't
Guardians
think
game.
it's going to be another Avengers. I think it's just going to be a normal RPG action game. Which, you know what? More power to them. But that was the first 10 minutes of the conference. Please move on! Yeah. Please move on.
Rieck's fucking pissed and impatient.
Yes! Yes, I fucking am!
Yeah, so what it is.
37 units?
We appear to be 6,963 units short. If we intend to keep our ship, Peter.
Oh, they already said it was one?
I know,
Okay.
we clearly
I misheard that part then.
need a
Okay.
plan.
What about selling Gamora's crap? What?
Okay, I misheard that part.
You've
but
been
yeah.
hoarding them stupid.
Is this still streaming?
Since you first joined
Yes,
us.
it is.
Don't
Please
tell
have
me
tier
Why?
RPGs here. Please have my Final Fantasy. You know what? I'll actually, you know what? I'll send you the timestamp.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be pretty much.
Because like this is just like devolved into like a stream watching a stream.
Yeah, it's a stream watching a stream at this point, which, you know, it's funny, but like, yeah.
God, okay. I'll check that out later. So yeah, overall, not bad for Capcom.
And not bad for Capcom. Honestly, yeah.
But very nice to see some more stuff from Greatest Attorney, even though it's pretty much stuff I already know. But like,
yeah, Nintendo is going to be the savior of this E3. They're probably like. Here's the thing: there's only two people that can win E3 at this point. Like,
and that's the two people left.
Like, two people left that can win Nintendo at this point, and that's Gearbox and Nintendo.
I seriously doubt it's a Gearbox.
Yeah.
I mean, they did pretty well.
They did pretty well, but like, yeah. Unless somehow Bandai Namco manages to just somehow win me over.
Unless Bandai Namco manages to drop like a fucking Dragon Ball game, a new IP, and a Naruto game. Or some
unless
shit.
Bandai Namco manages to drop a fucking Xenosaga remake.
Matt, you joke, but there are talks. There have been rumors about a Dragon Ball FighterZ 2.
Oh yeah, that could definitely be a thing.
If that gets announced at the Bandai Namco thing, imagine.
Then they win.
Yeah,
then they win E3.
They fucking win E3.
Because Dragon Ball FighterZ is like no shit one of the best fighting games out right now.
Yeah. But anyway, I think I'm going to end the stream here.
Okay.
So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10:45 a.m. Central, because I always like to be 15 minutes early.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna watch the Nintendo Direct.
Oh boy.
Here too.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone will be here. I'll at everyone that's wanting to be. Like, Spyro will be added even though he can't make it, but yeah.
Yes, we're just like freaking rubbing in his face, why don't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna do the simple at everyone I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll see you guys.